Hi friends, and welcome back to another Journal with Me video. Today we're going to be doing a weekly spread, but I'm doing something a little different because I actually asked you guys over in polls if you wanted me to do a voiceover video or if you wanted it to just have music, and all of you chose a voiceover video, which I've never done for a video like this before, so I'm super excited. For this spread, I'm going to be using the vintage sticky pack that I got back in June, I think, and I've been really loving this subscription. I've talked about it in my last reading vlog, and I'll put that in the corner if you haven't checked it out already, but it comes with so many cute things, and it's been really inspiring me to art journal more. I've been journaling for a really long time, since I was probably in elementary school or something, and I had those little diaries that you could actually put the lock inside because if you have a little sister, then you know how important privacy is. But I've been actually trying art journaling this year. I've been really inspired by the Journal with Me videos that I've been watching here on YouTube, and also a lot of the Pinterest spreads that I've been saving to my Pinterest boards. And what I love about using Pinterest and getting inspiration from other people who journal is that no two spreads are going to look the same. So for this journal spread, I took inspiration of the different layering techniques that they used, as well as just playing with different sorts of textures too. So I actually used pattern paper up in the corner, and as you can see, I added one of the Sticky Club stickers sort of as the focal piece. I also played around with stamps in this spread, so I used my alphabet stamps, which I love because they're so versatile, and I used the easel stamp that came with my Sticky Club pack this month, and I think it turned out so cute. I really love the detail on the bottom of this easel. As you can see, it kind of looks like wood grain, so I thought it just added a really nice element to this journal spread. I'm also using another sticker pack to add in different shades of yellow. So when I journal, I do like to stick to specific color themes or aesthetics just to keep everything pretty cohesive. So for this particular spread, I chose a yellow color scheme and the vintage watercolor pack here. And I think the two complement each other really well because you get those really nice deep tones from the sepia that's in here, and then the nice bright pops of yellow, and it just really makes me think of summertime. And speaking of summertime, I actually just got back not too long ago from a trip to Leavenworth with my family. It was my husband and my dog Rose, and it was such a lovely weekend. So Leavenworth is this Bavarian style town that's nestled in sort of the central part of Washington, and I've never been there before, but it was so beautiful and picturesque. It felt like I was in a storybook. So I actually took some inspiration from that trip for this journal spread too. While we were there, we went on this really beautiful hike that overlooked the river, and there were also these beautiful wildflowers that were just scattered about on the trail. So I was really inspired by those wildflowers, which I added to this journal spread here. And we also had the most delicious food while we were there. We ate so much, and it was just all so yummy. Lately, I've also been experimenting with adding different types of topography into my journal spreads as well. I used to write just really long blocks of text in my journals, but I've been trying to experiment and mix things up by adding cursive as well as some hand lettering in here too. One of my really good friends is actually a very talented and amazing artist. She actually got her start in hand lettering, and I took one of her classes a really long time ago, but I tried to incorporate some of the tips and tricks that I learned into my journal spreads. So you'll see later on in the video my attempt at creating a hand lettering piece. I'm definitely not an expert at hand lettering or anything. It's actually something that I think is pretty intimidating, but I realized that there really is no need to put pressure on myself for my hand lettering to look perfect. So it's just a fun little outlet. And I think that's kind of the theme that I was going with here, which was to just choose things that I was inspired by and to not think so much about the outcome or what my journal spread is going to look like, but just really trying to enjoy the process. I also really like adding washi tape to my journals. I think it's just a simple way to add something extra without really having to do a lot. And I chose this washi tape here because it has these nice leaves that I think tie in very nicely with the green stems on those yellow flowers from that patterned paper. It also makes me think about all of the trees that I saw on my hike with my family. So I went with that one. And this is probably one of my favorite stickers from the pack, which is this really beautiful watercolor easel painting that I put in the top right corner. I thought it was just so beautiful, so I had to have it stand alone so it could really pop. I've also been playing around with asymmetry, and since I used a really big pattern paper in the top left corner, I felt like I needed to balance it on the other side, which is what I'm doing over here. I also always leave a space for my current read and some of my other favorites of the week. At the time of this journal entry, I was reading Lies in a Wedding, which was my vacation pick when I went to Leavenworth. It was written by Kevin Kwan, who's actually the author of Crazy Rich Asians, and I've never read that book, but I have watched the movie several times, and I really love that movie, so I thought that I might like this book. And I'm not sure if it was just because I was reading it on vacation, or maybe it just felt like I was in a reading slump, but I actually put that book down and I'm reading something else now. I'm currently reading How to Lose a Time War, so maybe I will go back to Lies in a Wedding later. I've also been watching House of the Dragon, and if you've been following me since the very first BookTube newbie tag video that I posted, then you already know that I am a huge fan of the Game of Thrones universe, so naturally I wanted to watch House of the Dragon, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about it so far. I feel like I've got some mixed feelings about it. There are some really, really great episodes, and then there are some episodes or parts of the episode where I'm just kind of losing interest, which is really, really unlike me. So if you watch House of the Dragon, or if you're a fan of the Game of Thrones universe, comment down below, say hi so that we can talk about it, because I need somebody to talk about it with. I'm also bringing in another sticker sheet from that pack that I showed you all because I felt like I wanted to add a little bit more blue and scenery into this spread. So I chose this sticker because it reminded me of the river that was in Leavenworth that we walked along, and Rose loved it so much. She doesn't really like water. I mean, she honestly hates taking baths, but she was so adventurous. She actually walks to the edge of the riverbank and she almost put her paws in the water. And I just thought it was a really sweet memory. So this sticker actually reminded me of that moment. And I thought it complemented the sky really nicely because you've got these really beautiful clouds on both sides of the journal that I thought it would be nice to incorporate a nice scene with trees and a riverbed as well to really commemorate my time in Leavenworth. And when I journal, I don't always have a specific meaning or intention behind the things that I'm putting inside of the journal. Most of the time, I'm just putting stickers and washi tape because I like the way it looks and it makes me happy. But I did have more time to just sit down and think about what I wanted to include in this spread and be more intentional about it. And that's what I love about journaling because every session feels different. There are some sessions where I just write blocks and blocks of text and I don't add any stickers or any embellishments to it at all. And I also do collaging and scrapbooking where sometimes there aren't any words and I just add things that are visually appealing to me. So there isn't going to be a right or wrong way to journal. It really just depends on what you need for that day. And for this day specifically, I really wanted to do a highly decorated spread, and I just had so much fun exploring my collection and putting a bunch of things together, as you can see here. As for what I'm writing, the question that I'm reflecting on here is how I spent my time over the past week. And over that past week, I spent a lot of time thinking about what kind of content I wanted to make. Right now, we have 830 people here, and I am just so excited. You guys have been so awesome, so supportive and encouraging. I still remember when I started this channel and I had, I don't know, like 3 or 4 subscribers, mostly my parents, and my mom was sharing my YouTube link on her Facebook page. And now we have this growing community, and I'm just so thankful to have you all here. So I just really want to make sure that I'm making content that is aligned with what you guys want to see, what brings value to you. So I'm always reflecting and coming up with new ideas. And for the last question, I like to think about what I want to focus on for the next week. It just gives me an opportunity to think about my intentions for the week and where I want to spend my time. And I've been really trying to prioritize my health lately, so I wanted to focus on moving my body more. I've also been ordering more takeout food lately, which is fine. I know that when I come back from vacation, it always takes me a little bit of time to get back into my regular routine. But I've just been trying to show myself more compassion and grace and just ease back into my daily routine. So I really want to focus on making more food at home and just trying to prioritize eating more whole foods like fruits and vegetables, because it just makes me feel a lot more energized, and I also feel a lot better when I'm eating at home. And I would really love to know what your intention is going into next week. So leave a comment down below, and please like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I post videos almost every single Friday, and I would love it if you could join our little community here. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. And I'll see you in my next video.